no one is equipped to fly. Birds, planes, rockets, with the right propellant, all demonstrate a maneuverability in the ethos of the sky. People either ride what is more suitable for the task, or they fall.
Where did you get the idea to do this? When did it hit you? You said it was a 20-year dream?
Yes, sir. It hit me when I was about 13 years old. I was in an Army-Navy surplus store. Saw a weather balloon dangling from the ceiling. And I just got the idea to inflate these balloons. And I figured if I had enough of them, it'd lift me. The idea was just, to float.
Yeah.
And I was fascinated by it, and I fulfilled the 20-year dream.
Have you done anything else in attempting to make your dream come true before now?
Well, the main thing I did, at the urging of an associate, Ron Richland, who also, that tape you saw, he's the man who was responsible for it. I'm sorry both he and my fiancée, Carol Van Dusen, who put up the money for the entire project, could not be here. I call it American ingenuity. I had confidence in myself, in the craft, and I knew what I was doing. I really knew what I was doing.
Now, when you took off there, you actually lifted off prematurely, didn't you?
Yes, sir. The idea was to be tethered at 100 feet for approximately an hour, and about a half hour before launch, we were going to notify FAA. Tether line broke prematurely, and that's when my whole ground crew panicked. And
now, why did it break?
There was no one to take the slack up on it. It was a 550-pound test island line, and the wind was blowing rather strong over the just above about maybe the first couple hundred feet, and it just took that cluster up and me in it and snapped that line. And we have it on tape and film, and it sounded like a gunshot when that line snapped.
How many balloons did you have?
Approximately 43, sir.
And they were filled with?
Helium gas.
Helium. Was that an estimate? Were you just guessing that 43 would get you up?
Oh, no. We had done much prior testing prior to this. We had test inflations. We knew that each balloon would lift approximately 14 to 15 pounds. And so we just multiplied that. And
now, is it expensive to get that much helium?
Well, like I say, Carol, she financed it. She bought all the gas.
I read a figure this afternoon that said the whole project cost around $15,000.
That is correct, because we were going to originally go from the Mojave Desert.
You went up. What was your means of controlling the lift or descending?
Okay, I had complete control of the craft. Yes, I did. I mean, even when the line snapped, and I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But I had complete control of the craft. I had an altimeter right under my chin, and it was showing me my rate of ascent. And I had several hundred pounds of water ballast. And so what happened was I was trying to catch an easterly wind current, and when I went to 16,000 feet, I knew I couldn't go up much higher. I'd be a dead man. So I got my BB pistol, which I was going to tether. I was going to strap that on at my last hour of preparation with a few other instruments. And anyway, I got my BB pistol, shot out about 10 or 12 of the balloons, slowed my rate of ascent. So I was rising about 1,000 feet per minute. That was much too fast.
And you just shot the balloons out, and that caused you to come down?
Well, it was carefully. I shot the outer balloons out first.
You said you really had most of the variables controlled, but why a lawn chair?
American ingenuity. Why not a lawn chair?
Yeah.
I mean, it was the best. Believe me, I looked at baskets, I looked at gondolas, sir, and the lawn chair was the best suited means.
Yeah.
I mean, it went through the Larry torture test, and it survived that.
Were you frightened?
No, sir.
Well, couldn't you fall out of the chair?
No, impossible.
You were pretty well strapped in?
I wasn't strapped in at all. I didn't have a safety belt or a seat belt.
You're just sitting in the chair?
I was sitting in the chair. I did not see or hear any the roar of any jet engines. But at least they confirmed my altitude, which was 16,000 feet. A half hour before I was going to cut myself loose, because nobody else would do it for me, my ground crew were going to notify the proper authorities. We were going to give them a half-hour notice. Now, what I did was wrong. I'm not making excuses, but we were going to give the FAA and all the local airports a half-hour notice.
Yeah.
And it's by the grace of God that, I did hit a plane or...
Now, why was this wrong? How were you different from any other balloonist?
First of all, most balloonists don't go from clusters of weather balloons, and they're very fragile, too. I mean, you could poke your finger through one of them. They're so fragile.
Yeah.
Or a pin. They can be popped with a pin. That's how fragile they are.
So you did... There is a law against this.
There's a law against taking up a balloon or balloons without a license, and the FAA already said if I had a license, they would have revoked it. I accomplished my dream.
Yeah. Now, how does that feel, having succeeded in achieving what you always wanted to do?
I achieved inner peace.
On July 2nd, 1982, Larry Walters finishes his preparation for an escapade into the sky. His equipment? A lawn chair with gallon jugs of water for ballast, 42 weather balloons for propulsion, 2 liters of soda, a CB radio, a flashlight, batteries, medical kit, pocket knife, some beef jerky, a road map, camera, altimeter, BB pistol, and a parachute, and a last-minute addition of a life jacket. His destination? Head towards the Mojave Desert. Everything is prepared. Larry enters the balloon at 11 a.m. The craft, dubbed Inspiration, ascends to the top of its tethers, where it holds briefly, then the tethers snap. Larry shoots into the air, losing his glasses.
You read me, anyone? Ron, this Inspiration, you read me, over.
Ron, no, I can hear you.
Okay, evidently I lost my glasses.
Ron, Larry, cut him down. You gotta come down if you can't see. Cut him down.
I've got my other glasses. I can see perfectly, don't worry. Okay, I'm okay, I'm rising. My altitude's 1,500 feet. I'm headed towards, I can see Marine Line right now.
So you can see Marine Line, so you're heading toward, oh my God, you're going towards the ocean already. Okay, have you called up, okay, have you, if you get towards the ocean, land over by Marine Line.
Wait, I'm stuck.
Are you okay?
I'm making a turn, I'm going inland. Notify LAX, over. 2,300 feet.
3,300?
2,300.
Hey, everybody down here says to cut him and get down now. Cut your balloons and come down now. Everyone wants you down now. Can you please?
It would be unsafe. There's houses. It's unsafe. If I get to a safe terrain, yes. Larry, what's under you right now? Okay, I'm moving away from Marine Line, from Palos Verdes or whatever. I'm moving away from the tower, and what's directly under me is fog. And I can see the ocean, but I am moving slightly away from it. So I'm picking up an easterly wind current, over.
Well, you try to come down slowly, and you can always, if you start coming down and it's not working, you can always kind of go up a little bit if you get coming too fast down, but they're going to try to trap you.
My altitude's 4,750 feet. All systems are normal here.
Can you see us? Over.
Carol, I'm almost 6,000 feet over. I can't see much of anything except for a lot of houses, over.
When you look down at houses now, you're going to be looking at our house. You're looking at my house right now. Over.
KLW 901-602, this is Sunny Agoria, KBW 8882, Unit 66. Sir, have you identified your location at this time? From my altitude, which is approximately 13,000 feet, I'm over an airport. Right now, I'm going approximately northwest. Roger, sir, that's northwest. That's correct, northwest. I'm at 10,000 feet and slowly descending. In fact, I can see a pilot plane about maybe 3,000 or 4,000 feet below me, heading out towards the ocean, over. Do not leave Channel 8. Do you understand that? I will not leave Channel 8. Roger.
In 1982, Walters, a truck driver by trade, bought a bunch of weather balloons. Some sources say 42, some 45. He filled them with helium and tied them to a lawn chair.
Were they packed in cosmoline?
Now, when I got to this point, I said, this is going to be good. So he ties 45 weather balloons to a lawn chair. He provided himself with a 2-way radio, a parachute, some jugs of water, and a rifle, and then cut his conveyance loose from the bumper of his car, which was anchoring it to the ground. 2 passing jetliners reported to controllers that they had seen a man with a gun seated on a deck chair at 11,000 feet. A helicopter went up to take a look. Walters had planned to descend.
I got it by shooting out one balloon at a time.
You got it, man.
Hence the gun. I couldn't figure out the gun until now.
Couldn't figure out the gun either. Walters had planned to descend by shooting out the balloons with his gun, one at a time. He had deflated 10 of them this way when he accidentally dropped the gun. He accidentally dropped the gun.
The helium begins to leak from the balloons, and soon he is descending, but too quickly. He cuts into the water jugs he is using for ballast to slow his descent. The lines holding the balloons to the chair get caught in a power line as he nears the ground. He is arrested as soon as he arrives, though the police release him just a few minutes later. He traveled 14 miles from where he launched. Lawnchair Larry is fined $4,000, though he fights the charges and finally pleads guilty to 1 count and a $1,500 fine. Larry struggles after his flight. He becomes a motivational speaker and is given an offer to fly another lawn chair airship, though that did not take place. He begins doing volunteer work for the United States Forest Service. He becomes interested in religion, reading his Bible. In 1993, he hikes into the Angeles National Forest and kills himself with a single shot. He never stopped falling.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
It's Grover.
Yes, it is me. Ah, me.